In the most recent Warframe stat counter, a survey suggests that only 1.20% thinks that Protea is a great Warframe, while the largest portion of the survey suggests that we should all go Wukong and release our inner monkey. But jokes aside, I think that some players just don't know how awesome Protea can be. She is a very powerful Warframe overall if you know how to build her. I know the fact that Protea is not as versatile as Wukong, which can do almost all missions in the game. But, this doesn't mean that she is not capable of doing other missions than survival. She is pretty strong and reliable if you mod her well, and this video will tell you a synergy that allows Protea to shine as a DPS Warframe, while having crowd control grouping, an insane survivability which can be considered as endless invisibility if you met the requirements. How is this possible? First, let me tell you what Protea can do with this build. As you can see in your screen, DPS mainly comes from her blazing artillery skill, but you can also use of the slash damage from your grenade fan. You can mix these two abilities to enhance the DPS of this Protea build. Anyway, you don't need to worry about energy since that will take care of her dispensary ability. But squad leader, dispensary won't be sufficient, especially when you don't have arcane energize, since it takes some time to drop those energy orbs from the ability. Don't worry, as there is a trick, which we will discuss in the build section, that allows your Protea to convert health orbs to energy also. Also, this build allows you to group enemies and crowd control them with the help of the subsumed ability named Ensnare. Why not Lava Squad Leader like the others do? First of all, Ensnare has a more efficient pull radius that while the skill is active, it will continue pulling enemies towards the initial enemy that you ensnared. Secondly, it affects acolytes and you can simply ensnare them and wreck them with Protea's ability. And lastly, Ensnare is better when it comes to recasting abilities. Unlike Lava, you can ensnare another target and don't wait for the ability to run out. And last but not the least, this build also has insane invisibility. I say this because it's super reliable and synergies well with Protea. If you guess that it's the Hura's Q-Brow's stalk ability, then you are right. This is the key component of making this Protea build unkillable. But squad leader, I'm having doubts about the stalk ability, as in theory, it's unreliable. The reliability of this skill lies in the enemies around you. It could be said that this build performs better when you are running solo than with a team because, in team composition, your allies will kill everything in your sight. So I guess this is one weakness of this combo. Its survivability is reduced in team composition, and the best way to play it is solo. However, don't forget the fact that Protea also has the ability to get shields with her first ability, and you can use this to take advantage of the shield gating mechanic. Also, you got Ensnare that allows you to bind multiple enemies together. In my opinion, the invisibility provided by the Hura's Q-Brow is just a bonus to Protea's survivability. Okay, I think I have explained enough about what you will be benefiting from and the problems you will encounter with this build. Now, let's take a look at the mod setups. For the Hura's Q-Brow, you really don't need anything but the Stalk, Primed Animal Instinct, and the Synth Fiber mod. These are the most important mods for your dog. Primed Animal Instinct is obviously for the enemy radar, and Stalk for the infinite invisibility with Protea. But how can you say infinite squad leader when it breaks when attacking with a weapon? That's the trick. We won't be using a weapon to kill enemies with Protea. Grenade fan and blazing artillery are enough for her DPS, then dispensary for her energy, and then ensnare to crowd control. Endlessly looping these abilities won't break the stalk of the Hura's Q-Brow since we are not attacking enemies with any weapons. We are just using Protea's abilities, and the only way it will break is that there is no enemy within 24 meters left in the field. In my opinion, a zero former build with these mods will be enough for this since the Hura's Q-Brow will also be invisible almost every time. Okay, I almost forgot Synth Fiber is a must since this is the mod that will let you pick up health orbs even when you are at full health. Why is that important? So we can fully maintain the energy of this build by using the Equilibrium mod. With this mod, not only that you get energy from energy orbs, but also those health orbs dropped by dispensary, or even by the enemies will be converted to energy. If you have Arcane Energize, then it's safe to say that you won't run out of energy using this Protea build. Even if you put Blind Rage, it won't matter as you will always have full energy with this setup. Why add both Primed Continuity and Narrow-Minded Squad Leader? It's because the Blazing Artillery's DPS scales well when its actions in the field for a long time. It can get to 30 times damage or more if it stays active. The only downside of putting this corrupted duration mod is you will need to counter it with overextended, decreasing your overall power strength, but honestly, that won't be a problem since, at 183% power strength, the blazing artillery can still melt enemies within seconds. The fun side of this build is it allows you to utilize almost all of Protea's abilities, and it's so much fun watching enemies melt with her blazing artillery or grenade fan. Also, the fact that you can go invisible for the whole duration of the mission makes it more interesting. Not to mention that you won't run out of energy and just cast your abilities as you please. The bad side is, you will lost her ultimate ability because you have subsumed Ensnare, and the invisibility part is somehow weak in team compositions. But overall, this Protea combo is awesome and I hope that you will like it. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.